So we'll begin our last guided meditation session together. But before we begin that, just a few preliminary words about our practice. So you've all been very busy practicing the last few days, and now you're being asked to do another meditation session. And maybe you think, oh, this one's going to be just like all the others, but who knows, right? This could be the one. Yeah? Sometimes we have low expectations of our meditation practice, perhaps because of good reasons, but progress and the possibilities of our practice are unknown to us in many ways. The mind is a very curious thing. You can have 5 very difficult meditation sessions in a row where things have gone wrong, where nothing seems to make sense. And then you have a beautiful meditation session where you really experience some peace and bliss. Or you might be experiencing a lot of bliss and peace, and then you find you have difficulties. So sometimes it's hard to predict what happens in meditation, but we should approach each and every session as if we've never done it before, because this session is not the same as the last session. Things have changed, right? We talk about anicca, we talk about impermanence, and yet we sometimes just expect, oh, here we go again, back to the grindstone of meditation. And so this allows us to have the freedom from the past, freedom from things that came before, freedom from expectations, also freedom from comparisons. And so when you come to meditate, it's good to approach it fresh. That's why I think it's a good habit to kind of get up, stretch, move around, and renew the mind. Okay, now I'm ready. This is a new session. Who knows what might happen? However, I think it's helpful most of the time to also do a very similar sequence of practice. So when you come to sit, it's quite useful to do something that feels familiar to you, that helps you feel like you can get into the meditation zone. Whether it's bowing 3 times, doing a little bit of chanting, or just going through a sequence of events. For me, I like to begin every meditation by making sure that I relax my body. And because I do this quite frequently, now whenever I tell myself, okay, relax, I relax. Because this is the power of auto-suggestion. And when I want to teach myself something like Chaganussati, the recollection of generosity, just saying the words in my head very quickly brings up the piti sukha. It's familiar with that process. And so when we come to practice, it's useful to get into a habit of doing something that allows the mind to settle. This is the way we condition the mind, so that we can prepare the mind in a wholesome way. However, sometimes it can get a little dull, and as I say, the tools become dull. The mind loses its sharpness. Those little habits end up not being helpful at all. So then you need to change things around. Sometimes it's just a simple thing of moving position, or sitting in a slightly different posture, or taking a different meditation subject. Something that brings back the sharpness and the clarity. So we need to find a balance in our practice, both in the kind of before we sit, we need to work out a way to kind of bring some balance. We don't want to be too agitated and too busy in our life, and then force ourselves to sit and just be stressed the whole time. and we don't want to be too lazy in our practice. So I've been talking a lot about peace and telling you to relax, but you don't want to get so relaxed that you fall asleep. So you need to bring some sort of effort and some sort of energy into the practice. And so it really is all about finding balance. And that's something that unfortunately a teacher cannot help you with. This is something that happens in your own mind, and only you can know just where that correct point is. The Buddha did give some wonderful advice about how to find that point of balance between effort and laziness, striving too much and not striving enough. And he gave the image of a little quail, a little bird you're holding in your hand. So you don't want to let that bird go. If you hold it too loose, the bird will fly away, right? But if you hold it too tightly, you'll squish its little bones and kill it. So we don't want to try too hard so that we're tense and tight and stressed and you get a headache. But you don't want to be so relaxed and comfortable that you fall asleep or you just zone out. So we do require a little bit of effort to keep engaged in the practice. And sometimes you'll have to work out, I need to apply more effort here, or I need to apply less effort. You remember the image of the goldsmith that I introduced earlier. The Buddha also used the image of a fire burning. And sometimes we need to add more fuel to the fire. Sometimes we need to add some sand to put the fire out. So sometimes we'll need more energy, more activity. Sometimes we'll need to chill out a little bit. And so this is something that only you will know. And so when it comes to our recollection of peace, yes, we're trying to find a peaceful state, but we also need to remain alert as well. So finding that place of balance is very important. And of course that makes sense. This is the middle path, the middle way. So I just wanted to begin with those few words of just kind of general meditation advice. And so now we'll do our practice of Upasamanussati, the recollection of stilling or peace, that is Nibbana. So let's take a comfortable position again. I'm going to be here for, let's see, maybe 40 minutes, and then afterwards we'll have a chat. And I think we're changing the schedule slightly. Did anyone mention that? Maybe we'll change the schedule slightly. And good. Okay, so are we ready? Yes? Anyone not ready? Good. Let's begin. Yeah, is it possible maybe just turn the lights down a little? Perfect. Okay, so we begin. This meditation has never happened before. Right? Isn't that exciting? You don't look very excited. Who knows what could happen? So let's be awake to what's going on here and now. Let's be mindful of what's happening here and now. And so begin by becoming aware of this place, this space. Tune in to what's happening around you. The hum of the fans, the coolness of the air, the shape of this place. The feeling of your body sitting here in space. becoming aware of your posture, making a few small adjustments so that you're comfortable. And tuning into the body. How is this body feeling now? Perhaps scanning the body, looking for any tightness or tension that you can release and relax. Feel that tension soften. Allow yourself to let this body feel comfortable and at ease. So spend a few moments scanning this body, releasing, relaxing. And as you relax the body, can you see that you've been holding on to tightness, tension, holding on to stress? And that by consciously releasing, letting go, this changes. Holding on is like suffering. And letting go is like freedom. It feels good to relax. And when the body is relaxed, the mind naturally, all by itself, becomes more calm, more peaceful. The activities of the mind start to slow. Busyness, agitation diminishes. It feels good to have a calm and peaceful mind. this peace is like the peace of Nibbana. It's of the same quality. And so we incline our mind towards peace, towards stillness. Letting go. This is peaceful. This is sublime. The stilling of all activities. The letting go of all attachments. The ending of craving. Dispassion, cessation, extinguishment. These are the qualities of Nibbana. And so we practice letting go, practice releasing, practice stilling, not getting involved in thoughts, activities. Whenever a hindrance appears, we're aware. We come back to this feeling of peace. Not wanting, not doing. There's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, there's no one to be. Just peace, stillness. Letting go. Letting go, letting go. And so for the remainder of the session, you can keep relaxing the body, just enjoying how good it feels to have a relaxed body. Or you can just keep inclining the mind towards peace and stillness. Or, if you want, you can watch the breath, allowing the breath to draw you deeper into peace and stillness. So practicing in a way that works for you. And so keep meditating for the next 30 minutes.